June 1942. The eastern coast of the United States was quiet. Families slept peacefully in New York. Factories in Pennsylvania worked through the night. American soldiers were fighting overseas, but few imagined that German agents were already stepping onto American soil. This was not a rumor. This was not fiction. It was part of a real operation. A plan that, if successful, could have brought the war directly to America's doorstep. This is the story of the Nazi plan to invade the United States, and why it never happened. After the attack on Pearl Harbor, America entered World War II with fury and determination. Factories transformed into war machines, ships, tanks, aircraft. Production surged at a scale never seen before. But geographically, the United States felt protected. Two vast oceans separated it from Europe and Asia. The war felt distant. European cities were burning. London endured bombings. Berlin trembled under Allied air raids. Yet American cities continued functioning normally. There was fear, but there was also confidence. Few believed Nazi Germany had the capability to directly strike the American mainland. That assumption would soon be challenged. By 1941, Adolf Hitler faced a new reality. The United States had joined the war, and unlike many European nations, America possessed something Germany lacked: industrial power, mass production, unlimited resources. Every month, American shipyards produced more vessels. Every week, new aircraft rolled off assembly lines. Hitler understood something critical. If America remained untouched, if its factories continued operating without disruption, Germany would eventually be overwhelmed. So the question emerged within Nazi high command. How do you strike a nation protected by oceans? The answer would come from beneath the waves. In early 1942, German intelligence developed a covert mission. Its objective was not a full military invasion. It was sabotage. The operation was given a name: Operation Pastorius. 8 agents were selected. All had lived in America before the war. They spoke English fluently. They understood American culture. Their mission was simple, yet ambitious. Land secretly on American shores, destroy industrial targets, cripple aluminum factories, sabotage railroads, disrupt hydroelectric plants, create fear, and force America to divert resources back home. If successful, it would slow the Allied war machine, possibly change the balance of the war. In June 1942, 2 German submarines slipped quietly into the Atlantic. These were not ordinary patrol missions. On board were the 8 saboteurs of Operation Pastorius. They carried explosives, detonators, American currency, forged identification papers. Their journey across the ocean was long and tense. Allied patrols roamed the waters. American destroyers hunted U-boats relentlessly. If detected, the mission would end before it even began. But under cover of darkness, the submarines approached the American coastline, one near Long Island, New York, the other near Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida. For the first time in the war, German agents were about to step onto American soil. On the night of June 13th, 1942, 4 agents came ashore in Long Island. They wore German naval uniforms during landing, a legal technicality under the laws of war. Once on land, they quickly buried their uniforms. They changed into civilian clothing. The mission had begun, but something unexpected happened. A U.S. Coast Guard patrolman spotted them. He approached, suspicious. One of the agents attempted to bribe him. Money was offered. Silence was requested. The patrolman walked away. But he reported what he had seen. Within hours, the FBI was alerted. The plan that was meant to cripple American industry was already unraveling. The most dangerous threat to Operation Pastorius did not come from American intelligence, it came from within. George Dash, one of the lead agents, began doubting the mission almost immediately. He believed Germany could not win the war. He feared execution if captured. He questioned Hitler's strategy. Within days, Dash made a decision that would shock both sides. He contacted the FBI. At first, agents did not believe him, but Dash provided detailed proof. Names, locations, plans, payment records. Within 2 weeks, all 8 saboteurs were arrested. The invasion attempt had failed before a single factory was destroyed. President Franklin D. Roosevelt faced a dilemma. The agents were technically enemy combatants, but they had entered in civilian clothing. Were they soldiers or spies? Roosevelt chose a rare path, a secret military tribunal. The trial was swift. Evidence was overwhelming. 6 of the 8 agents were sentenced to death. 2 received prison sentences for cooperating. On August 8, 1942, 6 men were executed in Washington, D.C. Operation Pastorius was over, but the idea of striking America had not disappeared. Although Operation Pastorius failed, it revealed something chilling. Germany had the capability to reach America. German U-boats operated dangerously close to the East Coast. In early 1942, U-boats sank dozens of American ships in what became known as the Second Happy Time. Oil tankers burned within sight of American beaches for a brief period. The war did touch American waters, and it raised a terrifying question. What if Germany attempted something larger? Not sabotage, but invasion. In truth, a full-scale invasion of the United States was nearly impossible. Germany lacked the naval superiority, the logistical capacity, the air support, to transport and supply an army across the Atlantic. The U.S. Navy was growing stronger every month. American shipyards produced vessels faster than Germany could sink them. Even if German forces reached the coast, holding territory would be another challenge entirely. Distance was America's greatest defense. The Atlantic Ocean was not just water. It was a massive natural barrier, and it protected the United States from a true invasion attempt. Even though Operation Pastorius failed, German military planners did not completely abandon the idea of striking America. Inside secret research facilities, engineers were developing advanced weapons, long-range bombers capable of crossing the Atlantic, submarine-launched rockets, even early concepts of intercontinental missiles. One proposal, often referred to as the America Bomber Project, aimed to design aircraft that could take off from Europe, bomb New York City, and return safely. The technology was ambitious, the engineering was complex, and the war was moving too fast. Germany was fighting on multiple fronts. The Eastern Front demanded resources. Allied bombers were devastating German cities. Fuel shortages grew severe. The dream of attacking America from the air remained mostly theoretical. But the fact that it was even considered reveals how seriously Nazi leadership viewed the United States as a threat. Meanwhile, the United States strengthened its coastal defenses. Blackout drills were conducted in major cities. Coastal patrols increased. Convoys were organized to protect merchant ships. Shipbuilding accelerated at record speed. American industry did not slow down. It expanded. Factories worked around the clock. Women entered the workforce in unprecedented numbers. Steel flowed. Aircraft production soared. Instead of weakening America, the attempted sabotage reinforced national unity. If anything, Operation Pastorius proved one thing: the war could reach America, and America would respond with overwhelming force. Beyond military calculations, there was another battlefield: psychology. Fear can paralyze a nation. Sabotage can create distrust. Rumors can destabilize morale. Germany understood this. Even a small, successful attack on American soil could have triggered widespread panic. Industrial output might have slowed. Security paranoia might have divided communities. But that moment never came. Instead, the quick arrest of the saboteurs strengthened public confidence in American intelligence and security. The psychological victory belonged to the United States. The fear that might have spread never had the chance. History is shaped by moments that happen, but also by moments that almost happen. Imagine if the agents had succeeded. Imagine aluminum factories destroyed, rail networks crippled, hydroelectric plants damaged, production delays of aircraft and ships. Would D-Day have been postponed? Would the war in Europe have lasted longer? Would more lives have been lost? It is impossible to say with certainty. But historians agree on one thing: American industrial strength was decisive in winning World War II. Anything that slowed it, even temporarily, could have altered timelines. Operation Pastorius was a small mission, but its potential impact was enormous. In the end, there was no German army landing on American beaches, no tanks rolling through New York, no Luftwaffe bombers over Washington. The Atlantic Ocean remained a powerful shield. Germany's resources were stretched too thin, its navy too small, its air force overwhelmed. The plan to strike America remained limited to sabotage and experimental concepts. Operation Pastorius became a historical footnote, but it serves as a reminder of how close war can come, even to nations that feel distant from the battlefield. World War II reshaped the world. It tested nations, it redefined power, and it proved that geography alone is never a guarantee of safety. Because sometimes the greatest threats are not the ones that succeed, but the ones that almost do.